Start. So children, last we have done current ratio, liquid ratio, debt equity ratio, proprietary ratio, correct? So today the ratio we are going to study is for CBSE students, it is total asset to debt ratio. चलिए, सो ये बात सबको समझ में आ गई बच्चों? ये बात सबको समझ में आ गई? So for IC students, the ratio is named as debt to total asset. For CBSE students, it is named as total asset to debt. कोई बहुत बड़ी rocket science नहीं है, बहुत ही आसान ratio है. When we say total asset to debt ratio, children, we have the formula where total assets is the numerator and debt is the denominator. And when we say debt to total asset, debt is the numerator and total asset is the denominator. Are people understanding what I am saying? चलिए, अगर आपको मैं बोलूं कैलकुलेट टोटल असेट टू डेट रेशियो और आपके पास 200 करोड़ की टोटल असेट्स है एंड 80 करोड़ का डेट है, योर आंसर वुड बी 2.5 is to 1. And if I say calculate debt equity ratio, your answer would be 80 crores upon 200 crores. What it would be, children? 0.4 is to 1. Am I correct to this?
Yes, sir.
To this? 4 2s are 8, 4 5s are 20. 0.4. Is that clear? So in both the ratios, in both the calculation, what we have done, here total asset is the numerator, but here it becomes the denominator. Here debt is the denominator, here debt is the numerator. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, इंडस्ट्री स्टैंडर्ड में दोनों चलते हैं. Total asset to debt is also workable and debt to total asset is also workable. समझ में आ गई बात? पक्का? So 200 crore is the value of your assets, children. 80 crore is the value of your debt. By selling the assets, is the company capable enough to pay debt of 80 crores? 200 crore की debt बेच के, are we capable enough to pay, sorry, assets बेच के, are we capable enough to pay debt worth 80 crores? So एक चीज बहुत ध्यान से लोगों को पढ़नी पड़ेगी. Here we say a high ratio is better, but here we say low ratio is better. So when you say debt to total asset, low better है, but when you say total asset to debt तो high better है. Logic समझ में आया कि नहीं? पक्का? Confirm? So children, I request everybody to please copy this composition so people are not confused. So CBSE syllabus says total asset to debt ratio and IC syllabus says debt to total asset. Logic understood well? Please put this quickly. So moving ahead to the composition, please open to the respective page. Last we did proprietary ratio, children, isn't it? Chaliye. Let's continue with what is called as total asset to debt or debt to total asset. Ratio number 5. Visible to all, children?
Yes.
Chaliye. Formula I want with this. एक और mention कर लें लोग. IC students are supposed to mention this. It is long-term debts upon total assets. Components वगैरह सब कुछ सेम रहेगा, कोई भी डिफरेंस नहीं है. और अब आप कहेंगे सर फॉर्मूला कैसे डिराइव होगा? भाई ये तो मैंने आपको चूरन खिलाई दिया था. Writing it again. Shareholder funds followed by NCL followed by CL. What we get? Total. Then we have NCA, CA. What we get? Total. समझ गए सब लोग? So children, आपको चाहिए total assets. पहला फॉर्मूला आपको मिलेगा where tangible plus intangible with current assets. What you will be getting? Total assets. Is that understood? IC students should write property, plant and equipment with property, plant, equipment and intangible assets. बाकी सब कुछ सेम रहेगा. The most important thing you need to consider is this: non-current assets would be taken after deducting depreciation, and current assets would be considered after deducting what? Provision. Do remember, while calculating current ratio, we ignored loose tools and stores and spare parts. While calculating quick ratio, हमने पूरा इन्वेंट्री उड़ा दिया था. Nothing of this nature is to be done here. Here you have to take all the assets. ध्यान दीजिएगा, एक चीज और याद रखनी है. All the assets. Many a time, children, in the category of current assets, you see the text what? Other current assets, which constitutes preliminary expenses, share issue expenses. याद है आपको? अगर ऐसा कुछ लिख के आता है, you are simply going to ignore this, because ये आपकी assets fictitious nature की हैं. आप इन्हें assets के total में consider नहीं करेंगे. तो I repeat again, total assets means all tangible, intangible asset, current assets. But tangible, intangible would be considered after deducting depreciation or amortization, and current assets would be considered after deducting provision. But if in the category of other current assets we have anything like preliminary expense, share issue expense, sorry, this is not going to be the team member of total assets. सबको याद रहेगा? पक्का? क्योंकि ये ऐसी चीजें हैं which doesn't has any realizable value. तो ये आपकी असेट में क्वेश्चन में लिख के आई हैं, बट ये आपको बेवकूफ बना रही हैं. तो आप जब असेट्स का टोटल करेंगे, ये वाला टोटल या तो इसमें से माइनस कर दीजिएगा, और या एक एक करके पिक एंड चूज कर रहे हैं, इनको चूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो व्हेन यू आर टेकिंग वन बाय वन ऑल द असेट्स, इग्नोर देम. इफ यू हैव द टोटल, सब्ट्रैक्ट देम. ये लॉजिक तो सबको समझ में आ गया. तो आपको 8 रुपीज चाहिए, गुल्लक में 10 रुपीज रखे हैं, टेक आउट 10 एंड गिव बैक 2. 1 रुपी का कॉइन है तो 8 कॉइन्स उठा लीजिए बस. लॉजिक अंडरस्टूड वेल? सेकंड फॉर्मूला चिल्ड्रन, इफ ऑल द आइटम्स ऑन द लायबिलिटी साइड इज गिवन, यू कैन गेट द टोटल ऑफ लायबिलिटी साइड. कोई भी बैलेंस शीट दुनिया की ऐसी नहीं होती है वेयर लायबिलिटी टोटल मिसमैचेस विद द asset total. So total of shareholder funds, non-current liability and current liability will give you what? समझ में आ गया? The total of these two is called as what, children? Capital employed plus current liability is the total of liability side, and that very same value will be the total of asset side. So always remember this, student children. आपको एक भी फॉर्मूला रटने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. And for long-term debts, we have numerous formulas. Numerous formulas debt equity में आपने पढ़े हुए हैं. So the total of these two is called as what, children? Capital employed में से उड़ा दीजिए shareholder funds. What you get? Long-term debts. What is the total of these two called as? Total debt. इसमें से इसको उड़ा दीजिए, क्या आ जाएगा? Long-term debts. तो no need to explain पे क्या क्या फॉर्मूले चलेंगे. Just remember this पंच तत्व. Shareholder funds, non-current liability, current liability, followed by non-current assets and current assets. समझ में आ गई बात? So CBSE students will apply the formula total assets upon long-term debts. IC students will apply long-term debts upon total assets. Logic समझ में आ गया? बुकलेट से जब IC students क्वेश्चंस करेंगे, उनके आंसर सब रिवर्स हो जाएंगे. तो कंफ्यूज मत होइएगा सर हमारे आंसर गलत आ रहे हैं. आपका आंसर एकदम सही आ रहा है. फाइन, चलिए. So this ratio simply indicates that the company in a longer term will be able to pay by selling its total assets the amount taken from long-term lenders. So total assets more and long-term debts less, that is good, or long-term debts more and total assets being less, that is good. Total assets should be much more than long-term debts. तब तो ये रेशियो अच्छा है. लॉजिक समझ में आया कि नहीं? तो चलो very quickly please draw this. People might say, sir, what is this? This indicates a sign of so-called margin of safety for long-term lenders. Heard this? Okay. So for IC students, it's debt upon total assets. For CBSE students, it is total asset upon debts. दोनों cases में you should have your total asset more. For IC students, denominator should be higher. For CBSE students, numerator should be higher to make this ratio has the phenomena or impact of margin of safety. Written, everybody? Chaliye, let's have a question on this. Children, question number 40th visible to all? चलिए, let's do this question. सबको पता है क्या फॉर्मूला इस्तेमाल होना है? Question visible to all, children? चलिए, put the formula first and foremost.
Yes, sir.
So let's do it. First and foremost, we'll put the formula. The formula is debt to total asset ratio and total asset to debt ratio. So children, debt to total asset अगर हम लेंगे तो फॉर्मूले में कॉम्पोजिशन आएगा लॉन्ग टर्म बोरोइंग्स प्लस अदर लॉन्ग टर्म लाइबिलिटीज प्लस लॉन्ग टर्म प्रोविजंस एंड टोटल असेट टू डेट लेंगे तो दीज थिंग्स वुड बी द पार्ट ऑफ डिनोमिनेटर. अंडरस्टूड दिस?
Yes, sir.
एंड इन न्यूमरेटर आप एक एक करके सारी असेट्स को लिख दीजिए, ऑल दीज चिल्ड्रन. आईसी स्टूडेंट्स इसे डिनोमिनेटर में लिखेंगे, सीबीएसई वाले से न्यूमरेटर में लिखेंगे. The total of the denominator for IC students would be 25 lakh, and for CBSE students the numerator is 25 lakhs. For IC students the denominator would be 25 and numerator 5. For CBSE students the denominator would be 5 and numerator 25. 5 upon 25 is 1 upon 5. Reduced as 0.2 is to 1. It's good or bad, children? 5 lakh rupee borrow किया है, 25 lakh की assets है हमारे पास. We can repay the debts or we can't? We can. And here it is 5 is to 1. दोनों का मतलब एक ही है. 0.2 is to 1 बोले या 5 is to 1 बोले. Understood this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
चलिए, be quick to this. चलिए बस आगे आंसर सबका. चलिए, moving ahead children. This was question number 40th. Let's get down to question number 41. 41. Visible to everybody? चलिए, quickly do this question children, quickly. Total asset to debt ratio oblique debt to total asset ratio. Either you will calculate TADR or DTAR. Be quick, be quick. In total assets, we'll be considering this 11 lakh rupee given as tangible. We'll be considering this, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Inventory 1 lakh. Trade received
Yes, sir.
20,000. And
Yes, sir.
simple. And in total debt, we'll be considering only 1,50,000. So for IC students, 1,50,000 would be the numerator. And for CBSE students, 1,50,000 would be the denominator. And numerator for CBSE students, 14 lakhs, the same act as denominator for IC students. And you won't be doing this in a single step as I did. You'll write the formula first, content by name, content by value, total, and then answer. Panch Tattva. Be quick. In majority cases, people must have observed the name of the ratio itself tells us the numerator denominator. जो पहले आपको सुनाई पड़ रहा है, that's the numerator. Whatsoever you listen afterwards, it is the denominator. हाँ, करंट रेशियो में ऑब्वियस सी बात है, चीजों का एप्लीकेशन नहीं है वैसा, बट वैसे मेजॉरिटी रेशियोज में चल रहे हैं, आपको पता लग जाएगा कि रेशियो का फॉर्मूले में क्या क्या कंपोनेंट्स आएंगे. So four zeros get cancelled. So for CBSE students, it is 14 lakh upon 1.5 lakhs. And for IC students, it is 1.5 lakhs upon 14 lakhs. Waiting for the answer. The total asset to debt ratio in the composition of CBSE, it is 9.33:1. And for IC, it is 0.107:1. Got the answer? Moving ahead, children. Question number 41 we did. Then proceeding to question number 42. Sabko mil gaya? It's on the screen, children. 42. Be quick. Write the formula first, followed by composition by name, then composition by value, then total, and then answer. IC students will calculate debt to total asset ratio. CBSE students will calculate total asset to debt ratio. Be quick. So for total asset to debt ratio and for debt to total asset, children, CBSE students must have written 72,000 in the denominator, and IC students have written the same in the numerator. Then 897 would be total assets. 897 would be the total assets. Common zeros got cancelled in 3. What's the answer, children, for total asset to debt ratio?
12.46:1.
12.46 is 05.
Sir,
46.
46 is 21. 458 आ रहा है तो आप राउंड ऑफ कर दीजिए. And what is 72 upon 897?
0.08:1.
08 is to 1. Meaning दोनों का same है. So we have sufficient assets to repay the amount taken from lenders. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Chaliye. Shall I proceed further? Question number 43, children. Long-term liabilities are given 9 lakhs and assets is 69. हो जाएगा? Quickly. So when we say total asset to debt ratio, what's the formula, children? Total asset upon debts. And in debt to total asset ratio, what would be the formula? Debt upon total assets. So दोनों पढ़ना इसलिए जरूरी है because जब आपका CUET एग्जाम होगा, they do not know कि you are coming from ISC or CBSE board, and even if they know, they do not have any nuisance with this business. तो वहां पे वो आपसे total asset to debt भी पूछ सकते हैं और debt to total asset. Don't take on the E option. I'll file a suit in the court of law कि हमें ये CBSE में नहीं पढ़ाया गया है. You are expected to answer. इसीलिए सब पढ़ना पड़ेगा. So children, total assets is 69 lakhs and debt how much? 9 lakh. Again answer, what is the value of debt? 9 lakh. And total asset? चलिए लोग कॉमन को कैंसिल करेंगे. 1 2 3 1 2 3 2 मोर. 9 9 कैंसिल मत कर दीजिएगा सर, आंसर इन्फिनिटी आ जाएगा. 6 अपॉन नथिंग. Get the answer. What is 69 upon 9?
7.67.
7.67:1.
7.66 is to 1. 6 7 कर दीजिएगा. 69 upon 9 है ना, तो 0.76 थोड़ा आएगा. And 9 upon 69 is what?
0.13:1.
0.13 is to 1. समझ में आ गया? How did we calculate this? तो मैंने जो
Yes,
आपको
Yes,
टेक्स्ट मटेरियल दिया है क्वेश्चन बैंक का, चिल्ड्रन, उसमें टोटल एसेट टू डेट रेशियो पूछा गया है. सीबीएसई स्टूडेंट्स विल डू इट एज इट इज. आईसी स्टूडेंट्स टोटल एसेट टू डेट की जगह डेट टू टोटल एसेट कैलकुलेट करेंगे. एक भी आंसर मैच नहीं करेगा, सब रिवर्स हो जाएंगे आपके आंसर्स. तो डोंट अज्यूम कि आपने गलत किया, आपने एकदम सही किया है. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? डन चिल्ड्रन? चलिए, दिस वाज क्वेश्चन नंबर 43. 44 ये तो बड़ा आसान क्वेश्चन है भाई, हो जाएगा. So will we be having any business with non-current investments? No. Fixed assets? No. Shareholder funds? No. So we are concerned only with two items. What, children? Total asset and long-term non-current liabilities. For IC students, what would be the numerator?
80,000.
80,000 debt to total asset निकालना है उन्हें. And for CBSE students, what would be the denominator? Because उनको total asset
80,000.
debt निकालना है. For CBSE students, what would be the numerator? 3 lakh. And for IC students, what would be the denominator?
3 lakhs.
It's 4 and 4 zeros got cancelled. 30 upon 8 is what?
3.75 is to 1.
Is to 1. And 8 upon 30 is what?
0.267 is to 1.
0.26 is to 1. Again, sir?
Yes, sir.
Chaliye, be quick, be quick, be quick.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Question number 45, the last in this category. We'll be calculating this, children. तुरंत इसको कैलकुलेट करिए, फिर मैं आपको एक नया रेशियो पढ़ाता हूँ जो इस साल से सीबीएसई में ऐड हुआ है. आईएससी में वो नहीं है, बट सीयूईटी में पूछा जाएगा क्योंकि सीबीएसई के सिलेबस में वहां पे सिलेबस ओरिएंटेड एग्जाम नहीं होता है. वहां बहुत कुछ पूछा जाता है जो आपको लगेगा सिलेबस के बाहर का है, तो एक्स्ट्रा एडवांटेज आपको वहां पे हेल्प कर देगा. ओके, कनेक्टिंग अगेन चिल्ड्रन. By the time people can complete this.